Kusuzangpo and welcome back to Heart to Heart podcast. This is the podcast where we sit down with creatives, changemakers, and dreamers within the Bhutanese community and diaspora here in Australia and beyond. I'm your host, Jurmi Chotanrinzin, and this is season 5 of the Heart to Heart podcast. For season 5, we are here in Canberra. Canberra is home to one of Bhutan's largest diasporas, I think. It's not too far off from the population in Perth. It's my first visit here, and I am overjoyed to be here and to be talking with all of our friends who are living here. Today, I have a very, very special guest. I'm joined by someone who needs little introduction. No introduction, actually. You guys probably already know her. Many of you probably know her as Raywa. Raywa is the unforgettable character from her debut film, and she was only 11 years old when she debuted as Raywa. But since then, her journey has unfolded in beautiful and unexpected ways. She's a performer, she's a student, she's an advocate, a storyteller. Overall, she is none other than the youth icon. We have Yogini. Welcome to Heart podcast, Yogini.
Thank you so much, Ajum, for the beautiful introduction. I'd like to thank Heart to Heart podcast for having me as a guest here today. It's truly an honor. And I've always wanted to be a part of a podcast, and today you all made that happen. So thank you so much, La.
It's a pleasure to have you, and you look beautiful in your kira.
Thank you.
So all the Canberra Bhutanese seem to have like really lovely golden kiras here. I think we don't have too many back in Sydney, but it is really nice and refreshing. You literally look straight out of the film.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
So before we start, more normally I think for some guests I started with the introduction and then a bit, but I think for yours, a lot of people already know who you are. So let's start with a more faster pace. So let's just start with a little warm up, a fast 5 rapid fire round. So for this for this section, just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay, I'll try my best.
Okay.
Not really good with rapid fire rounds, but we'll do my best.
That's okay. It's just the two of us. We've got time. It only needs to be as rapid as you'd like it to be. So first question, a role you would love to play one day.
I'd say a villain role.
Oh, nice. A song that always lifts your mood.
Not a Saw by LWK.
Okay, nice. Your go-to comfort food?
That'd be... That's so difficult. I'd say...
Why? Because you have too many, or
yeah,
you
I
can't
have
find...
many. I have too many.
Same.
I'd say... Veg Juma, because I love Veg Juma so much.
Good choice. One thing people would be surprised to know about you.
That I'm very lazy.
No way. I doubt it. You're always like out and about doing so much. I don't believe that. But moving on, can you describe yourself in 3 words right now?
3 words. I'd say adventurous, shy, and outgoing.
Outgoing, shy, and outgoing. Those are like usually contrasts.
Yeah, a bit different, but I think I'm both, I'd say.
Yeah, you're a very multifaceted person, so I'm not surprised that you would have like so many characteristics. That would be on opposite ends. So Yogini and I normally, whenever we meet, we speak in like any language that comes to mind. We're usually speaking in like Dzongkha or English or Shashoni. But for the purpose of this podcast, we're going to be speaking, I suppose, whatever's comfortable, just not Shashot, because we don't want non-Shashot speakers to be left out.
Sure.
So first of all, I want to ask you, how are you? When did you move here? Because we've met briefly, Katsakanim, no?
Yes.
During His Majesty's visit. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I came here back in 2023 at the beginning of February, and it's been 2 years, 5 months, I think, since I've been here now. And I was just in Bhutan. I was taking a gap year, and I was shooting some movies, and then just moving here wasn't really like I didn't have it as a plan. I didn't have it all planned, but I just wanted to like give it a try. And then, because I've always wanted to explore the world outside Bhutan, so that's how I decided to try. And then I got it, and it was really surprising because the visa came in really early as well. It's faster than expected. And then, yeah, by the time I realized it was time for me to move out of Bhutan, and then it was a really, I'd say it was a really different feeling because I've never moved. I've never been outside of Bhutan as long as I've been here. So yeah, basically Canberra has been like my second home now because I've been here for 2 years, 5 months.
Oh, nice. And how was it just like moving out of home, because you lived at home, no, for the whole time?
Yes, I'd say it was a bit scary at the beginning because my whole life I've been with my parents. I've grown up with my family. Because some of my friends, they also went to like boarding school, and they had that life outside, their family. So they were basically living with their classmates and people at school. But I never had that. So I was always like, I grew up with my parents. I was always at home. And I just wanted to, explore the world outside Bhutan and wanted to be independent, I guess. And so I just decided that this is going to be a really big step for me. It's going to be really different. I'm going to be on my own now. So it was good. It was a really good feeling. I'd say I learned a lot being on my own here. It's definitely challenging at the beginning, but I'd say that I've learned a lot of things just being here by myself.
When you say you learned a lot of things, if you had to kind of, what was the biggest thing that you learned moving out of home? Because for you, it's kind of a different situation. I know a lot of young people your age who lived at home and move out. You did live at home your whole life, but you've been very independent as well, in a way. You've been acting in films, doing projects, doing a lot of like side gigs and volunteer work. So you've kind of been independent in that sense in terms of like a career aspect more. So what was like the biggest lesson moving here?
So I'd say because I'm the youngest and the only girl in the family. I was the chiche in the family. That's why I have 2 elder brothers. They're very protective of me, and my parents are very, very protective of me. They're very supportive, and I was spoon-fed, to be honest. I was really spoon-fed, so I didn't know a lot of things when I was back in Bhutan. And then when I came here and I started living by myself, then I learned a lot of things that I missed back at home. So my mom whenever I went to school, she would always help me get ready. She would always pack my food and all of that. So that's how spoon-fed I was. But as soon as I got here, I think the most challenging part was not having that, not having my parents by my side, not having that moral support anymore. So it was a bit difficult at the beginning, but I started learning slowly how to do things on my own, how to cook as well, because I didn't know how to cook when I was back home. So I started learning these things by myself slowly, and now one thing that I've noticed, a really big change in myself, was I would never be able to go out by myself when I was in Bhutan. I'd always have to have my friends, my relatives, or my parents whenever I went to different places in Bhutan, whether it was a shoot as well. Because if my mom or my dad couldn't make it to the shoot with me, I would always try to find someone to come with me, like a relative or someone that I'm comfortable going with. But now, since I'm here by myself, I basically like been exploring Canberra by myself without, having to have a friend. I have a part-time job here, so I go to work by myself, take the public transport by myself. So all those things, I've learned a lot of things here.
Growing up in independence in a strange way, because most people will sort of have the opposite. Like they'll struggle to find like work and struggle to adjust to the community and things like that. But I feel like you have a lot of exposure, Bhutan there, no, in these things. So let's go back in time. Take us back to your very first audition. What do you remember from that day? Like, how old were you? Because just you were really, really young, no, 11 years old. I love your films, especially from like the younger days. Such raw talent at that age. So yeah, take us back to your first audition.
So it was back in 2015, which is probably 10 years ago now. I was young and I didn't know what an audition was. So I had never done it before that. But how it all started and how I ended up auditioning for the role for Raywa is, so it was during a school holiday, and I noticed that I got tagged in a Facebook post, and they were looking for new faces and basically for a child role. And I was tagged in it somehow. I don't know how I got tagged in it, but I was tagged in it, and then I saw it and I was very, very excited. The moment I saw that post, I was very excited. I ran off to my parents. I talked to them about it. And as usual, they wholeheartedly supported me. And they were telling me, you should probably give it a go. And yes, and then we went to the venue, and I saw a lot of other children. They were my age, and some of them were a bit younger as well. Some of them were a bit older. And they all were there to audition for the same role. And just seeing that, if it was me now, I would be really nervous. Just seeing that there were so many people who were auditioning for the same role. But I wasn't nervous at all back then. I was just really, really excited. It just made me even more enthusiastic about it. And I remember that day, I met the director and the producer of the film. And what they asked me during the audition was they asked me to do 3 scenes with 3 different emotions, and I saw a little camera setup there as well. And it was my first time acting in front of an actual camera, a film camera. So it was a really new experience for me. But what I knew inside me was I knew that I wanted to give my all. I wanted to give it my best. So I did, and yeah, they told me that they will give the selected candidate a call after a few weeks or so. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting anything because I knew that there were a lot of talented kids that were there auditioning for the same role, and I could see that they were trying their best as well. So I just didn't have any expectations, but I was happy that I was able to do my best. And after a few weeks, I remember my mom, she received a call from the producer, and I was just there looking at her. I was waiting patiently what was going on because I knew that it was the producer on the phone, and I was just waiting. And then as soon as she hung up the phone, I was just there. I was like, "Amma, what were they saying? What is this about?" And then she was like, "With very good news, you got selected." And then I was over the moon. I was very, very excited because that was when my dream came true, because it has always been a dream for me to be on screen and to be a part of the film industry in Bhutan. So yeah, that's how it all started.
And someone had tagged you. It's not like a lot of child actors. For someone like me who has no knowledge about how child acting works, I would assume that like a parent or an agency would like represent you and then kind of groom you and take you to auditions. And like, you know, most of the time the kid is a kid, like 11 years old. They probably don't know what's happening. But for you, you got tagged. You told your mom to come with you. And you were like dreaming about being on screen.
Yes.
Way before that. So that much self-awareness at that age is actually like what class were you in?
I was in class 6. I was only 11 years old, so yeah.
Wow. That amount of self-awareness is really admirable. Yeah, so having that level of self-awareness at that age is not only like impressive, it's very admirable. And so you had that dream, you went on auditioned, you got selected. And after that, Raywa was such a big hit. Like to this day, I'm pretty sure Raywa is still playing on BBS 2 more times time. It was just such a big hit. Like how did your life as a 6th grader, of course, change after that? Like when you went to school, was everyone like, oh my God, Anikiti di Imvel?
So Raywa, it gave me a huge platform from a very young age. It changed everything for me. A lot of people started recognizing me after Raywa. So that really changed how I was just, you know, basically whatever that I was doing in my life, it changed because a lot of people started recognizing me as Raywa. Wherever I went, people started recognizing me and saying, oh, you're that girl in the film mo. And they all start recognizing me. A lot of little girls, little...
Like littler than you when you were in
Younger,
class 6
yes.
or like class 4 or 5?
I think they were very young. They would come up to me and say, Ajim, chirewa imo. Pachitap kyo Ajim anzumbe. Which was so nice. So that was very different because I never had that before I acted in the film. So that was a huge change for me. But at the same time, I had to be careful with what I was doing because I felt like a lot of people started recognizing me. So it kind of felt like I was being, a lot of people were, you know, they started looking up to me, and then a lot of people started telling me as well that, Chidi, we loved your performance in Raywa, so a lot of my kids look up to you, Lapan Sumbe. A lot of, you know, people came up to me and said that as well. So I feel like it gave me a really huge platform, and I'd say it also helped me grow as an artist. So it was a huge dream come true, and it also opened a lot of doors to a lot of opportunities for me as well. So I'd say, yeah, Raywa changed a lot of things for me. And ever since then, I've tried to be careful with whatever that I'm doing. Like in Songkha we say, no? So I tried to, you know, be careful with whatever that I was doing. I always tried to make a positive impact with whatever that I was trying to do as well. So yeah, that Raywa changed everything for me.
Wow, and that you do. But then, you know, as you were saying, like you were more cautious, you were more careful. Come to think of it, you were also like 11, 12. And for you to have like, I know the opportunities are amazing, and I think like it is a blessing, but you did earn it in a way. How was it like carrying that kind of responsibility on your shoulders? Like, in a way, if young people are looking up to you and parents are telling you, and you're not like a 20-year-old, you're still a child. How did that feel? Like, in what situations would you feel like, oh, this is where I need to be careful?
So, because as a little girl, I was someone who was very, very energetic. I would want to go to like different places. Because during on set as well, I remember I was very, very energetic when we weren't shooting, but we were like on set preparing for a scene. I would always go play around because we had a really big house. Raywa kitchen was Kamchi Bom De Palo. It was in Dachincholing. And I was very, very excited. I was just exploring like Raywa and Pinky's room, and I was just looking at Kita the Kitty room Gazumduga and all of that. So I was very energetic in that way. But after the screening of the film, after a lot of people came up to me and said that Chudi, you're very talented. My kids have started looking up to you and all of that. Then I felt, oh, Yogini, what do we do now? I feel like you have made an impact on the little children and on the people that have watched your movie. So what do you do from now on? The Pianzum, there was this question in my mind. And then ever since then, I've just, tried to be careful with whatever that I was doing, because I knew that sometimes I was very clumsy with whatever that I was doing, and then I was very like overly energetic. But I knew that maybe some people may not like that, so I thought I will have to be careful with whatever that I'm doing.
Tip there, right?
Tip there. Try to stay that way. But yes, of course, I'm just being myself now. I have been myself ever since I started acting in the film industry, but just that part of me, being clumsy and then just being really goofy, I've tried to tone that down a bit ever since I started.
Oh, wow. So the way I understand is that although you were really young, you knew in a way that this isn't just a hobby or something that I enjoy. Like you saw it holistically and you knew that this is what you want to do. Right, like so at what point did you know that like this is who I am as a person? Like, is it just when the people came up to you, or did you always know?
So when I was shooting Raywa and all the movies that I've done so far, after some time, I realized that it wasn't just about acting or about the lines that I was saying in the movie. I felt that it really clicked inside me that, oh, this is what I love doing. And it's just not about, delivering lines or acting in front of the camera and then being an entirely different person after the camera's off. But I just knew that I loved being my character, whoever that I was playing, whatever role was assigned to me. I knew that I loved playing that character. So I try my best to put myself in the character's shoes. And then I know that I want to give, my full potential, I want to give my 100%. So ever since I realized that it's not just about, delivering lines or just acting in front of the camera, then after that, it wasn't just a hobby for me, but I knew that this was something that I would love doing and that I would be doing for quite a long time.
Oh, wow. To be able to have that certainty at that age it's amazing, because I feel like I'm still going through like, what do I actually want to do, right? So it's admirable. And you've done quite a few projects since Raywa. So out of all the projects so far, which role do you think has challenged you the most? Yeah, which role was it that just didn't feel like yourself even now?
To be honest, I don't think I've had anything like that so far. But there was this movie that we did. It was a short film, and we did the shooting during COVID, and then that movie was screened, I think, on BBS. I can't really remember well, but it was called Mom. It was called I, and in that movie, I had a role where I was a very spoiled kid, and then my mom would basically give me everything that I wanted, and my role was as a kid who wouldn't do her homework on time, who wouldn't study, who wouldn't listen to her mom, who would and that role kind of challenged me because I had never acted in a role like that. Because in the movies that I've acted so far, it's always been like a positive role where I'm the daughter and, the sweet daughter, the kind one. But in this one, it was the opposite. So I had to like really put myself out of my comfort zone to act as that character. So I think that would be the one that challenged me. But I'd say it also helped me grow because it was different, a good different feeling. So I'd say that one. But yeah, so far I don't think there was anything else that really challenged me or that felt like, oh, this doesn't feel like me or anything like that.
Felt so out of character, but that would be out of character because that's like the opposite of you.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't imagine you like that at all. So which film was this? Amala Mom.
Ai.
Ai.
Yes.
And it was on BBS.
Yes.
Have to check it out. So, okay, now growing up creative, right? Because I'm just going down memory lane, starting from like age 11, visualizing your whole journey. At home, what was little Yogini like at home? Like when you're not at a shoot, when you're not at school, when you're just chilling at home, what were you like?
I'd say little Yogini was definitely very, very energetic. She's very energetic. She was full of enthusiasm, and she had a lot of imaginary friends. So I was definitely someone who used to love imagining a lot of things. And even during my playtime with my neighborhood friends, I would always ask them, you know, that
Role
kind
play
of
type,
role play,
yeah,
yes. Something like that. I would always make my friends do that, even though they didn't want to do it, which is very funny. And one very silly and funny memory that I remember when I was younger was because I used to love acting in front of the mirror. I would be talking to myself quite often, and then my mom and my dad, they would wonder, who is she talking to? God,
Spooked out, madam.
I know. They'd be like, "Ibigam chaspinje, nan sure, gadam kalap mo," and then they would come inside the room, and then they would find out, oh, she's just talking to herself again in front of the mirror. Like she's pretending to be a character, an imaginary character again. And then there's another experience that I remember. I think this was when I was in Bodh Gaya for a vacation with my relatives, and I didn't have all my toys with me. So what I did was I grabbed some of my auntie's makeup kits and basically skincare products and cosmetics, and then I borrowed my auntie's phone. I started clicking recording it, and then I made them, I did like a quick voiceover, a role play, and made them, basically like my toys, like how I would play with my Barbie dolls. So I'd say little Yogini was very, very, she was full of, she was always imagining things. She was dreaming about, acting, being an actress, being a character that she had in mind. And even when she was, playing with her friends, she would always try to include performing arts somewhere and somehow. I don't know how now that I think about it, but I always had that in my childhood. And also when I was in school, I would always participate in school concerts. I would also participate in performing, little drama skits as well, poetry as well. And I remember back in Changangka, when I was studying in Changangka Middle Secondary School, we would have this morning assembly performances, and I would always, wait for our class's turn, because we'll always take our class's turn to do it. From sometimes it would start from the little ones from class PP till class 8. Sometimes it'll start from the seniors to juniors. So I would always be there waiting, and then I'd ask my teacher as well, ma'am, nga chigi assembly performance di nam go to nam nga chigi turn nam ina. I'd always ask that because I'd be ready to perform. And yeah, that's how Yogini was like. She was ready to perform. Anything to do with performing arts, she would always take part in it and would always be interested in it. So I'd say, yeah, she was very energetic. Oh, and I missed out one thing. I'd definitely say she was very, very confident, unlike the shy and awkward Yogini that she has become now. But yeah, I was very, very extroverted and very confident with whatever that I was doing. And I I'd say I would never get nervous. I think I would rarely get nervous when I was little. But now, as I've started growing up, I've become, a bit awkward and shy, a bit introverted as well. So that things have kind of changed in me. But I'd say that little Yogini was definitely very confident and energetic.
Very creative, kind of like very creative and had like a wild imagination. But so the fact that you say that you used to be like that, now you're not as extroverted anymore, is it just growing up, or do you think something happened? Like, what kind of factors do you think made you change?
I'm I'm not really sure how and when it started, but I think it was probably somewhere during the time when I was still studying in middle school. I was in grade 8, I think. And then after that, I don't know, I just started becoming really introverted. I think because when I was younger, I used to enjoy a lot of time with my friends. I would love, playing outside as well, going out often to just meet my friends in the neighborhood, going for sleepovers and all of that. And after some time, I think I just realized that I like spending time on my own as well.
Yeah.
I like having time to myself as well. So after that, I think I started becoming a lot more, I think a bit more introverted, and I liked just spending time alone as well. So I guess after that it started.
I think it's sort of the kind of age, no? Where
Yeah, I
it
think
starts to slow down
so.
as well. But I did ask for Yogini like a little document to help prepare for this podcast. And what really stood out to me was when you said performing isn't just about being seen, it's about helping others feel seen. So that really resonated with me, and I want to know more. Can you share more on that? Like, what did you mean?
So like I mentioned earlier, whatever role that I'm playing, I have to, before I accept a movie offer or to play a certain role, I always make sure to read the script and really understand what my character is. So I feel like that's very, very important for someone to understand your character before you decide to act in a movie. So understanding a script, understanding my character is very, very important to me. So what I what I meant by that is that when I acted in Raywa, a lot of people came up to me saying that I could see myself in you, which I felt was very, very powerful.
It is.
It was very powerful to me, and that certainly means a lot to me. So after that, ever since Raywa, whatever movie that I played in, I've tried my best to put myself in that character's shoes. Whatever character that I was playing, I've tried my best to put myself in that character's shoes and really feel what that character was feeling.
Yeah.
And then I love playing characters and roles that reflect real life experiences. As long as my audience, as long as people can relate and resonate with what my character is going through, I feel like that's very, very powerful.
That was powerful, and I think that just sheds like a lot of light on art and what like creators kind of bounce into the world, and what the audience feeds back to the creator. I want to ask you, who inspires you creatively, whether in Bhutan or globally? Like, who do you look up to for inspiration?
In Bhutan, I have worked and met a lot of actors and actresses that have made me learn a lot of things about just acting, and working with them has made me learn a lot of things. But I don't have like a particular person that I look up to in Bhutan, but everyone that I've worked with, they've inspired me and they've made me learn a lot of things in their own ways. And a lot of them, our actresses and actors of our Bhutanese film industry, they are equally talented and inspiring in their own ways. So I don't have like a particular person, but everyone that I've worked with have equally inspired me and made me learn a lot of things. Even when I'm working with them for a movie project, they've made me feel comfortable. They've made me, if I'm not sure about delivering how I'm going to deliver a dialogue, they would help me, how to say it and all of that. So small things like that, they've made me learn a lot. So I don't have like a particular person from the Bhutanese film industry, but if I have to choose from in a global level, globally, I would say from Hollywood, Emma Watson. She's very, very inspiring and a very good actress. Artists like Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande. I loved her in Wicked. I feel like she's done an amazing job in Wicked. So I feel like she inspired me a lot as well. And from Bollywood, I'd definitely say Katrina Kaif, because she's been my favorite actress from Bollywood ever since I was young. So I'd say Katrina Kaif from Bollywood. And I'd say I'm very, very interested and passionate about a lot of things. And I love watching K-pop music videos, K-dramas, Chinese movies, basically anything to do with performing arts or acting, or when it comes to movies, I'm very, very interested. So I've tried to watch like Korean dramas, movies, Chinese movies, dramas as well. So I feel like they've inspired me as well in a way.
I love that list. I can totally see kind of snippets of all of these amazing actresses that you mentioned. I can kind of see bits of them in you and your work, and I can see how like the inspiration has like shaped the work that you've put out. I know at the moment we are here in Canberra. I've been saying this to all the guests today, but when I last met you in Bhutan, whether it's at like an event, I think I met you at like Lingpengi shoot or
Lingpengi shoot na you.
Yeah, I think that was the last time I saw you before coming to Australia.
I think so.
So I wouldn't have thought that we'd be like sitting on a couch here in Canberra more on a Saturday afternoon and talking like this. So it's so nice. You're a full-time student right now. So for those who may not know, I want to ask you, what are you studying, and how are you able to kind of manage studying? You said you work part-time. You're still very active in the scene here in Canberra. So if you could kind of run us through your current life, now memory lane, the current life, the hichime.
Okay, so I am currently studying at the University of Canberra. I am pursuing a bachelor's degree in health science, nutrition studies. So it's, like I said, it's been 2 years, 5 months since I've been here, but I started from like mid-semester in Alebe. So I got here in February, but I started my studies from second semester. I'd say balancing is not easy. It's definitely a challenge, and it's something that I'm still figuring out how to do it well. And a lot of people tend to misunderstand and think that, oh, Yogini has everything put together. She has everything planned. She's very,
I would have
very...
thought that too.
which is not true. A lot of people think that I'm very, very organized. I have everything planned ahead. But to be honest, just, studying here and balancing my, work life, my creative, everything that I'm trying to do online it's a bit of a challenge, because here, the education system is different compared to our country. So it definitely took some time for me to adjust to the education system here. So I'd say it was it's not easy balancing everything here. I'm still learning how to do that in a good way, but what I've learned is that as long as you have a proper plan, you start planning ahead, and then you try to manage your time well, it all fits in together. So I've been trying my best to, when it comes to time management, I'm trying my best to plan things ahead. If I have an assignment or anything to do with my studies, I try to do that a bit early. But I'm someone who procrastinates a lot as well, so that's a bit challenging as well. But I definitely say I am trying my best, still getting there, but I'm not really well organized as you all think I am.
I'll take it, but I also won't take it. I just feel like you're out here girl bossing hard. Hashtag girl bossing hard. And just because I'm like always up to date, I'm like I get updates on what you're up to, all your activities that you do here in Canberra. You're part of multiple groups, which we'll get to in a second. So you are studying health science. I want to ask you, it's just so unrelated to your creative work and acting. Maybe it is related. I would want to know how it's shaping your creative work. Is it hard to balance both? Do you feel like you're deviating, or are you able to sort of integrate aspects of your study and your academic life into your creative endeavors?
Yes, I'd agree with that. That is very different from what I'm doing and then what I'm studying at the moment. But I'd definitely say my studies has helped me understand a lot of things about health advocacy, and with the content that I'm posting online, it has helped me make it more informative and advocative for other people. So in a way, it has helped me understand more when it comes to the health advocacy area. So yeah, the contents that I'm trying to post as well, I'm trying my best to keep it more informative for other people. So when it comes to that health advocacy area, I'm just trying my best to relate it to my creative work, and then keep my contents informative and relative for the people.
And keep it going, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and on that note, I was going to move on to your content. You are making a lot of fun content. I see a lot of collaborations with, is it UNICEF as well? I thought that was something you just did back in Bhutan, but I see that you've also worked with them after arriving here. So let's move on to the next segment of this conversation. I suppose the overall topic of this segment would be the influencer life. You've built a very, very strong online presence, and probably because even offline you're just as popular within our community. But how did this part of your journey as an influencer, online social media personality, how did this part begin? Because you were famous before social media, before TikTok came and overtook everything, right? So how did that journey go about?
It naturally started from acting, and I just started posting bits and pieces of my daily life online, and I think people just started resonating from there, and they started relating to whatever that I was doing, and it basically started from there. And I would say I wouldn't call myself an influencer, but I'd call myself more like a content creator, because that's what I try to do. And I don't want to, influence people online too much. But
maybe just on health science.
Maybe when it comes to your health. But when it comes to other contents and everything, yeah, I just love being a content creator, because it makes me explore a lot of things and learn a lot of things as well. And then it also helps me work with a lot of different people, because a lot of people reach out to me asking for a collaboration, and I love collaborating with different people, and which makes me learn a lot of different things as well. And I'd say that I created my social media back in 2018, I think, my Instagram account, and I think I joined TikTok 4 or 5 years ago, so which is not that long, because TikTok just recently became so popular. So I wasn't on TikTok for too long, but Instagram, I had it ever since 2018. And I'll be honest, I had another Instagram account before that, but that was my personal private account. So I decided to create a new Instagram account for, basically for my work, and to post my, about my movies, and to promote my movies and all of that, and to start creating, bits and pieces of, content. And then out of nowhere, I remember at the end of 2018, a lot of my followers just started growing in that Instagram account, the new one that I had created. And then I just decided to deactivate my other one and then keep one account. And then yeah, I just decided that I want to create content that is informative, if as long as it's advocacy related and something that has a positive impact on basically everyone who's following me. So yeah, that's how I try to be active on social media.
I think try is a very like you being very humble. It's actually really great how you have your social media accounts. If you have a look at them, they're very like cohesive. I feel often social media personalities do struggle to maintain that balance between like what's personal and what's professional, what's public and what's private. The fact that yours is very cohesive throughout, everything kind of is what it's supposed to be. You've mastered that really beautifully. Now, looking forward, hypothetically, let's say you had unlimited resources. I don't know, all of Jeff Bezos' money, and then you had like complete creative freedom to create whatever you want. What is a story that you would like to tell?
I definitely say if I had all the freedom, I would definitely make a movie or tell a story about a girl who's chasing her dreams across different cultures. Basically, my life story, because that's what I'm doing at the moment. So, if I had that freedom, I would definitely make a movie about that.
I'm going to definitely keep an eye out for any future projects. And I would love to see that as well. I think so many young girls would see themselves in that role and in that story. So in the future, do you see yourself more in film, in advocacy, digital storytelling, or working, a job where you apply all of your health science knowledge? Or all of the above? Like, what do you see as a multifaceted person with so many interests and talents? And this world always tries to put you in one box, right? What do you kind of see yourself doing?
Because for this one, I'd say I'm a person who's very, very passionate about a lot of different things, as you know, Ajim. And I don't think I can just fit into one box. I'd say I love multitasking. That's how I've been ever since I started my acting career. I've learned how to multitask a lot of things. And I love doing that, even though it can get a bit challenging at times. But I would definitely say that I love doing that. So I don't think I can just fit in one box and then just stick to one thing. But would love to do whatever that I'm doing right now. I wouldn't want to, leave anything that I'm doing right now. So basically just leave acting or leave, my studies just because I want to focus on acting or the other one. But I'll definitely, just stick to doing whatever that I'm doing. Hopefully I'll be able to keep doing it. Let's see how far I can go.
I don't think that's a question because you're doing it like as a first year, second year bachelor student, on a student visa, living away from home for the first time ever, and you're still doing it. I think it's only going to get easier, and you're only going to get better at adapting to any situation. So I see a bright future. This has been so lovely. And before we wrap up, I do have a little something special for you. You've shared so much about yourself today, from, the start of your acting career, from your childhood, and also your future dreams moving forward. I'd like to flip the mic a little bit and kind of give the spotlight to hear from someone who's seen your story from the other side. So there's a special message from someone, and we'd love to share it with you. You want to see?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Chimi, and I've been friends with Yogini since we were around 5 years old, so we basically grew up together. I don't think it'll come as a surprise to any of you that she was the star of the neighborhood when we were little, someone we believed would grow up to be in movies and commercials. But if I tell you something unexpected about her, it's that she was weirdly obsessed with horror when we were children. She would introduce us to a lot of horror series that would come on TV late night, and they weren't even famous. I don't know how she'd find them. She would want to play games when she would be the ghost, and she'd be so excited about covering her face with her hair and then chasing us around. We even made a movie trailer together where she was the ghost. So there's that. A very unexpected, a very goofy and interesting side of her that I am so glad that I got to experience and share with everyone.
Aw.
So that was very sweet. How did that make you feel, just seeing that?
First of all, huge shout out to Chimilhamo. She's already mentioned how long it has been since we've been friends. She's basically like a sister to me, so I'd say she's the right person. Because she's known me ever since we were like little kids. Our time schedules are so different because of the time difference between Bhutan and Canberra. I haven't video called her in so long, so it's very nice to see her. And that was very funny because I completely forgot about it. But I think that was something that I used to love doing as a part of my love for acting. I would, like she said, I made a movie trailer, a horror movie trailer.
I'm so curious to see that. Is it somewhere on like an old laptop or something?
I remember it was in her iPad. I think it was in her iPad, and I just remember it was so funny because I don't know why, but now it has like my perspective on horror has kind of changed because I can't watch horror movies now. It's so
But you
it's
could,
so funny.
as like 11-year-old Raywa, chimnalu neighborhood nalu days chasing her around.
It was so funny. Like she said, I would have, because I used to keep my hair really long when I was younger. I would have all my hair like covering my face, and I would try to scare them and all of that. And then I was like, oh, how about we just because we used to love playing around with her iPad camera, and we used to love making a lot of like fun videos. So I just decided to do that out of the blue, and then she was up for it, and then we did it, and then she had this like a black cloth, so I wore that, and then I had all my hair down and all of that, so it was really fun. Good childhood memory, I would say, a very memorable one. And it was I think it was just ever since then I knew that I loved the acting. I wanted to be someone who is on the screen. Yeah, and even horror, I guess I had so that time the question get answer that I would love to be villain and someone like a ghost in a horror movie.
Dorjik's production. Karma Jerry. Maybe we'll have the next ghost, but because we'll just be like, that would be our reaction. But we are now going to wrap up. You will see Yogini again. Please do watch another episode where we'll have her feature as wearing a different hat as a member of a different group. But for now, I'll leave it at that. Mosh, any last words before we wrap up to the audience of Heart to Heart podcast?
I just want to say thank you for having me here again, and thank you to all our viewers that are watching. Thank you for your love and support. I have had a lot of supporters, a lot of people that have been supporting me ever since I started my career in the film industry. I'd like to thank you all for just being there till now. A lot of you have been really supportive, and I think if it weren't for you all, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I'd just like to thank you all, and then express my deepest gratitude for just being there, supporting me, supporting my work, everything that I do, the contents that I post online. Thank you all for your support, La.
Thank you so much, Yogini. It has been an absolute pleasure having you here on Heart to Heart podcast. I wish you the best in your studies, in acting, in advocacy, in content creation, every other thing you ever wish to do in your life. Like, I wish you the best. And I just know that you'll always be performing really well. You'll have amazing results. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And it has been so nice to watch you through the years, and watch your presence and watch your performance and your art and your creative style evolve. So thank you for being here, Yogini.
Thank you, Ajin. Thank you so much.
For everyone that is watching and listening, this is Heart to Heart Podcast, Season 5 here in Canberra. Thank you so much for tuning in. And don't forget to be a part of Yogini's journey. Follow her on her social media. And we appreciate all of your love and support. Thank you so much and see you next time.